Five, four, three, two, one. We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds.
Dream Catcher Radio.
Hello, good evening. We are here today, which is actually a first for us on Dreamcatcher Radio. We talk to a lot of veterans here on Dreamcatcher Radio. As everybody knows, I'm a big fan of veterans and also the plight that they suffer, mainly upon leaving the army or the services, as we want to call it, because it's not just the army, it's the other services as well. So we're here today with Anne-Marie from Scarborough, who's the wife of a husband who's been in the services for almost 24 years. And she has seen many things as part of being a wife of a veteran or a man in services, and it must have its ups and downs. So this is the first opportunity for us to actually have somebody on Dreamcatcher Radio to discuss the other side of the situation. And we plan to do this more. I mean, I heard Sophie from Padwives. I'm not too sure if you know her. Do you know her, Anne-Marie?
No, I don't.
Oh, right, yeah. She runs a podcast and with two wives are both serving actually, talking about the life and plight of being a wife of a serviceman. Now, I just want to welcome you, Anne-Marie. I jumped into that question straight away because apparently everybody knows Sophie from Padwives. So, Anne-Marie, welcome, and thank you very much for spending the time this evening. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I met Anne-Marie through social media. She's been on Talk TV. She's got she's got a campaign going on at the moment against Trans Pennine, but also she's setting up a charity at the moment. So today's an opportunity to not only learn a little bit about Anne-Marie, because I think that's quite important, and that's one thing we do on this radio station is literally learn about the person and basically the journey you've gone on, because living in the lifestyle of being a serviceman's wife can't be easy. You're part of being away all the time, and all the things that come with it, coming back and forth, expecting them home at a certain time, and when they are home, is basically making sure that comfy, happy, and then you have to deal with the absence again. So it's like a constant cyclical sort of environment. So, Anne, let's start with, in the first instance, can you tell me a bit about yourself and how you met your husband, Simon?
Right, so my name's Anne-Marie. I've been married to Simon for 28 years this October, which is quite a long marriage for service personnel. I met Simon in Bradford, where we're from. I met him on the Saturday, the 18th of March. I can't remember what year. Been 1996. No, 1995. And then he went away to Northern Ireland on the Monday for another 6 months. This was before the time of mobile phones, and we just wrote to each other for 6 months. And I didn't see him for another 6 months, and then he came back and proposed after about a year. We got married on the 4th of October 97, moved to Germany on the 6th of October 97, and he deployed to Bosnia on the 8th of October 97.
Wow.
So we're 2 days married, 3 days married, and left in Germany.
So pre-marriage then, how many days did you spend together before proposing?
Probably on and off. I went to see him in Germany a couple of times, odd weekend. We went to Scotland for a weekend. So probably about, in total, 2 months, 2 months in all that time. But we wrote, and I think writing letters is very different than being on a mobile phone. I've still got every single letter we've ever wrote, boxes and boxes of them.
Really?
Yeah.
How quick do they get letters?
Well, yeah, when we first got together, it were a long time. But when he deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq and stuff like that, it was through the e-bluey. So when internet were around, so they got them more or less straight away. They were printed off and sent straight away. But before that, not often at all. And only like 2 phone calls a week and stuff like that.
Wow. So, I was actually born in Dusseldorf in Germany. My dad was in the forces.
I was born in Hanover, meant my dad was in the forces too.
Yeah. So I was born in 1980.
Yeah.
And apparently I was born in an AFI. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I'm being told. But it's like hush hush kind of thing. It's hard to get information from my parents. My mum's died now, only not too long ago. But my dad doesn't like talking about being in the services. For whatever.
Does he not?
It's off boundaries.
Yeah.
That's quite a senior officer. He started dating a junior officer, and at the time that was off limits. So the
Right.
line was more important than the army. So they both quit the army. And my dad divorced.
Yeah, my dad did as well. My dad only served about 5 years.
Right. So
Uh,
yeah, so that was the experience that I had. So my parents separated, and in all honesty, I can't believe my mum and dad lived with my mum. To be honest, she was a nightmare. The so so anyway, so basically, you see this is quite an interesting thing actually, because you are right. Because veterans I spoke to, um, particularly when they leave the army as well, they end up in being separated because veterans can't cope, generally speaking, with being in civil life, and chaos starts to happen.
hmm
Would you agree?
Yes. Yes, I would agree. Yes, my husband still works away.
Right, because he needs
Is
that.
it? He's away now. I mean, he has his own close protection company. He runs his close protection courses from where we live in Scarborough, but he's currently away bodyguarding in London.
Is he?
Yeah, and I've always says to him, you can never have a regular civilian job, and
Right.
I don't think he can. He'd argue the toss with me on that one, but I don't think he ever could,
So
if I'm
how
honest.
how often is he away at the moment?
Well, he's away now until the end of August.
Wow, so it's a quite a period of time again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Do you
I'm
think
used to
it?
it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think it's basically it's the job? He needs to be doing something or looking after.
Yeah, he needs to be busy. He can't sit still. He doesn't sit. He doesn't sit for any length of time. I can sit and chill watching TV, but he gets itchy feet.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think that's because he's always been busy.
yeah. See, the funny thing as well, when I speak to veterans and they talk about their experience in the forces, they actually say most of the time they're not busy.
No, I don't know. Because he was 40 Regiment Royal Artillery first for 12 years, and then he transferred to military police,
Right, okay. I bet he would
which is and then
a job.
yeah, and then did the close protection. That's why he wanted to transfer to military police. He did the close protection, so he has deployed quite a lot of time. So he has. I would say he's always been busy.
Yeah, okay.
I
So
don't remember him not being busy. To be fair, I mean, we've got one son who's 23. Danny, we adopted him when he was 5. We couldn't have children ourselves, um, and it was really difficult to adopt being a person from the forces. That's another issue. It was a real difficult process because they didn't class it as a stable upbringing for a baby, so we had to have an older child.
really?
Yep.
That's a new one. So
Yeah.
because
Yeah. We
Simon
were assessed for 0 to 2, and then they said because Simon were deployed a lot that we'd have to go for an older child. So we got Danny when he was 5. He's 23 now.
wow. Okay, let's just unpack that slightly then. So basically, he Simon's good enough to go in the forces and serve for the country, but he's not good enough to look after a young child with you.
Yes, exactly that.
That's insanity, isn't it?
Absolutely insane. I mean, we had IVF 3 times that were not supported by the forces at all, not supported with time off for IVF. It was just a whole nightmare scenario at the time because I'd like to think they were more compassionate now, but years ago they wasn't very compassionate with that sort of thing
Right.
because they needed a lot of time off to obviously do the procedures that we were going through. And I don't think it helped that we had all that stress going on as to why it didn't work. But then we adopted Danny and he's been our life.
Yeah. What's
And
Danny doing now then?
he does his dad's job, same job.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
he's done his dad's course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
close protection.
Yeah, he does, yeah. And he's
Uh,
not military. He wanted to join the RAF, but he's got psoriasis really bad, so he couldn't join.
oh wow. So is he actually
hmm
working with dad today then, for example?
No, no, he's not working with dad today, but that's his job.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, did his dad's course.
That's got to be a
Um,
well paid job, right?
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Is it much in demand?
Definitely. My husband's in demand because he's an instructor. He's quite well known.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because he's an instructor in close protection, so he's quite well known. Like I say, he's got his own company.
Yeah.
But then he does a lot of jobs himself because he prefers to do them himself. He doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah. 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 You can promote his company if you want. If not, we'll move on to a song choice. I asked you beforehand to select some song choices. Have you got one song to mind, and also if there's any meaning to it?
Yes, Paul Young, Every Time You Go Away.
Is there any meaning to that
Because,
song?
yeah, because every time Simon went away, I used to play this in my bedroom on record or tape, not CD, and listen to this and cry.
Yeah, must be very challenging. Okay, let's
Yes.
play Paul Young.
Hey, if we can't solve any problem, then why do we lose so many tears? Oh, so you go again when the leading man appears. Always the same thing. Can't you see we've got everything going on and on and on? Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Go on and go free. Yeah, maybe you're too close to see. I can feel your body move. Doesn't mean that much to me. I can't go on saying the same thing. 'Cause can't you see we got everything, baby, even though you know every time you go away, yeah, you take a piece of me with you. Oh, every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Can't go on saying the same thing. 'Cause baby, can't you see we got everything going on and on? Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, don't think that I don't care. I'll be with you everywhere. Every time you go away, don't leave me all alone. I'm picking up the pieces, picking up the pieces. Every time you go away, you take a piece of.
So that was Paul Young, and what a great song! What a great song! Now, Anne-Marie, I got. It seems to me that in that initial part of that conversation, we skipped so much, but let's leave that there. Let's park it there. Let's talk about where we're at now. So you live in Scarborough and you've got a
Yes.
hotel up there and
Yeah.
you are making alternative plans, I understand. The
Yes.
and how long you had your hotel in Scarborough for?
5 years.
Like 5 years. And it's a 6 bedroom hotel?
Yes, it is all en suite.
Yeah. Is that open like all year round?
Yes, it is.
Right, okay. And for whatever reason, you've decided to change it with the future plans to do what?
Turn it into supported accommodation for homeless veterans.
Right, okay. And is there many homeless veterans in your area?
Yes. In the winter, we get asked by the council to take in the homeless, obviously when we're not busy. And we've had a fair few veterans through who aren't really getting the support that they need. I work in York full time. I'm a care manager for Age UK, and there's a lot of homeless veterans in the York area because there's been a big barracks in York, Strensall Barracks. So I do think there is a need for it. I know a lot of veterans, the ones that stayed here, chose to actually go back and live on the streets because they liked that lifestyle. The couple that we had here, but I think with support, they could. I don't know. They just need. I just think they need someone to care and care about them and give them a future plan because a lot of accommodation that puts these veterans up now, it's like a hostel based where they don't get the support. It's like room only. They leave. They've got to leave in the morning, wander about streets, and then come back on a night. We're not looking at doing that. We're looking at offering the support here, getting them applying out, showing them how to apply for benefits. My husband would put them through training if they wanted to, either close protection, door supervisor, any first aid courses, and instructor in quite a lot of things. And that's what we're hoping to do eventually.
The thing is, as well, I've heard about this as well, where basically you're kicked out in the morning and come back at 7 o'clock. The
Yes.
what do you think that's about? Why did they do that?
I had no idea why they do it. We had a veteran here. He ran the hotel for us. My husband knew his dad, who sadly passed away. His dad was a serving soldier, and so while the veteran who stayed here for about 18 months, and he ran the hotel for us when we lived in Bradford. And he'd been passed from pillar to post in various different veterans' housing, supposedly, but we're putting accommodation, hostel accommodation with addicts.
Mm,
Not veterans, just mixed up with, and we all know veterans homing on each other.
mm,
It's the weirdest thing. You can go on holiday and you can always meet somebody who were in the army or
yeah,
the RAF or the Navy. And the gentleman that stayed here for 18 months, he said that's what nearly set him back. We're being put up a house with all these people and asked to leave at 7 in the morning and then come back at 7 at night. You're just wandering the streets. Now, if you've got addiction problems anyway, which we know a lot of veterans do have, the vices like drinking, or some people turn to drugs. I know one of my husband's friends has turned to drugs, sadly. That's going to encourage you even more when there's no support there.
yeah,
We're looking at being different to that.
yeah. The thing that baffles me though is it's a recognized problem, yeah, and and it really does baffle me is that veterans need a little bit of extra special care. The reason being is they're not used to civilian life. They're really not. They're kicked out the
No,
door.
they're not. Yep.
The and it's a different type of animal that you're dealing with, and I truly believe that you know each and every one of them ought to be every single one of them ought to have an upper tier of support. Like they talk about what's the word that the council use? Um, I'll think about that in a minute, but it'll come to me shortly. Um, yeah, it'll come to me shortly.
Vulnerable people. They're quite vulnerable.
Yeah, the vulnerable people. There's another word for it. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But and I agree with you. I've met people on the street who literally, I wouldn't say they enjoy being on the street, but they're so used to living on the street that basically that's their life now.
Yeah, it
And
becomes a transient lifestyle.
yeah, and they move about. They travel around the country.
Yeah, they
They,
do.
they get a bit of money here, get on the bus, and move somewhere else.
Yeah.
And obviously they I believe they never build a community per se, but they know who to go to. They find the areas very quickly, and build. They like you said, quite often. People have addictions through drug, alcohol, whatever it may be.
Yep.
The and but and they associate with those people, and they're in this constant spiral.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
and it's really sad. I mean, I'm looking at this guy in Parliament Square at the moment in London.
Oh, I've
Um,
been looking at him.
yeah, the guy with the umbrella.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How sad is that?
Really sad. But I mean, that's why all this came about, because I was on the train. This is what my whole petition's about. I was on the train going to work. I commute daily to York, because I'm a care manager for Age UK in York. And a gentleman got on the train. Now, I'd spotted him at the train station with all his worldly goods in a shopping trolley with a little dog sat on the top. Anyway, he unpacked the shopping trolley, didn't take it on the train, got on the train, and I watched him in discussion with the conductor, and I thought, well, the inspector, I thought, what's going on there? So I went over and I just said, I thought to myself, I bet he hasn't got money for the train. So I went, I've done this before, just do it. But I went over, I said, have you not got the money for your train, love? And he says, no, I haven't. He had all these screwed up like £5 notes in his hand, and they won't let him buy a ticket on the train. So I said, is it because it's cash? Because I'll buy it with my card. And she went, no, he's getting off in Malton. He's not, he's trying to skip his fare. I said, he's not. He approached her. He approached her for the ticket. I watched. Anyway, long story short, I went and sat with him, and he was so upset, he was crying, clearly vulnerable. And I got chatting to him, and he told me he was a Royal Engineer. He'd been in the Engineers for 9.5 years. He said, this is what I get for serving my country. And I thought, do you know what? It's wrong. So I went over to appeal to her better judgment, and she wasn't having it. She put him off the train in Malton with all his stuff and his little dog. I tried to get off the train with him. I said I were a veteran's wife and that I'd help him find another train and get a ticket. And he wouldn't have it. He was too proud. Now, he told me he wasn't homeless. I beg to differ. He said he had a home in Newcastle, but I don't think he did. It was just the most, and it upset me for days. And that's why I've emailed TransPennine Express. I've started a petition. I've got nearly 38,000 signatures on my petition appealing for free public transport for our veterans, because they get it in America and they get it in Australia.
Yeah. Let's go and talk about that in a minute. The word that I was thinking was priority need. That's the word. It's just coming to, that's the word I was thinking of. Now, Anne-Marie, what's your next song that you're looking to play, and we'll play that for you?
I'm looking at Prettiest Eyes by The Beautiful South, because your eyes never change, and you know a lot about people by looking in their eyes. However old you are, they don't change your eyes.
They do say as well, if they look north and south and up and down, left and right, you can tell a lie from that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play Beautiful South.
Line 1 is the time that you first stayed over at mine, when we drank our first bottle of wine, and we cried too. We're away, and we both had nowhere to stay. Oh well, the bus shelter's always okay when you're young. Now you're older and I look at your face, every wrinkle is so easy to place, and I only write them down just in case that you die. Let's take a look at these crow's feet. Just look, sitting on the prettiest eyes. 60, 25th of December's, 59 4th of July's. Not through the age of the failure children, not through the hate of despise. Take a good look at these crow's feet, sitting on the prettiest eyes. Line 3, I forget, but I think it was our first ever bet, and the horse with back was short of a leg. And never mind if fall in a park, and the things that people do in the dark. I could hear the faintest beat of your heart, and then we did. Now you're older and I look at your face. Every wrinkle is so easy to place, and I only write them down just in case you should die. Let's take a look at these crow's feet. Just look, sitting on the prettiest eyes. 25th of December's, 59 4th of July's. You can't have too many good times, children. You can't have too many lives. Take a good look at these crow's feet, sitting on the prettiest eyes. Well, my eyes look like a map of the town, and my teeth are either yellow or they're brown. But you'll never hear the crack of a frown when you are here. You'll never hear the crack of a frown.
Thank you for listening to our guest stories this week.
Dreamcatcher Radio.
So that was Beautiful South. What a lovely song. Now, you jumped in a little bit there quicker than I thought, Anne-Marie. Talk about your petition. Now, for the sake of our listeners who may not have heard about this, you're on a mission. So
Yep,
let's just go
absolutely.
back to how it started.
So obviously the gentleman on the train, and I just got thinking. I did it. What I did first, where I did a TikTok post. I've been on TikTok for a long time, but I've never really used it. And I thought, let's do a TikTok post about what's happened, and it blew up. It went viral. And I've seen what support our veterans get. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to start a petition. So I did. And it went massive. I got 30,000 signatures within 2 days.
Is that on the gov.org website?
No, it's change.org.
Okay, change.org. Okay.
Yeah, I should have done it on the Gov website, but I didn't know about it. I think I jumped in really. But anyway, it's now on nearly 37,000 signatures.
Yep.
In a matter of weeks.
Sorry, carry on.
Oh, it went off. Yeah, in a matter of weeks, it went viral. I've got so many signatures on there, so much support from people. You absolutely wouldn't believe. Even my husband was shocked. He didn't realise that veterans had that support, because he feels that they're a bit forgotten when you get out the army, out of the services, Army, Navy, or RAF. People are forgotten. But this petition and what I've done on my own has shown him that there is a support there from Joe Public. However, I did write. I've emailed every party. And there's only been one lady, Andrea Jenkins, that's contacted me back. I've had no contact from any other party, Reform, Liberal, Labour, none of it. No one supported me with it.
I'll tell you a little story. I want to go back to this as well. I don't want to leave your story, but I'll share a little story with you. So I did an event in March this year in Blackpool, which was for combat stress. It was a black tie event, red carpet event.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool. And do you know what? Nobody in government were interested in whatsoever. And I believe the reason why is because of combat stress, right? And the government do not want to expose what veterans potentially will suffer upon leaving the army. That is
I agree.
That is my belief.
Yeah, I agree.
The more exposure, the less sign up they're going to have.
I thought the parties would be all over this. The only reason, well, I got a response from Andrea Jenkins. She's reformed. She's the Lady Mayoress of North Lincolnshire, I think. But she only contacted me 2 weeks ago. I had one response from Alison Hume, which is the Labour MP for Scarborough. But she only responded once I'd been on Talk TV the morning after,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
found very strange. I've even contacted the Armed Forces Minister and everything. No one has responded. I've done this by myself.
Well, I can answer both of those for you. The reason why Reform contacted you because they're looking for a platform, and the reason why Labour contacted you is because they're in the crappers, and if
Yep.
someone's doing something good, they'll latch onto you.
Yep. But I didn't
So,
need them. I didn't need them then, and I don't need them now. I've done it myself.
yeah, well, clearly, yeah, because you've been on
Yep.
Talk TV, which is quite a reputable news station. In all
Yep.
honesty, I think GB News would be a better platform for you because
I've
they're
been
making
on York Radio as well. Radio York.
right. Okay, perfect. So you met this guy on the train. Let's try
Yes.
and talk through that then. So you saw what was going on and you thought there was actually this doesn't seem right to you. You didn't know
Yeah.
any of it at the time, but you
No.
just
I didn't.
a citizen in distress.
Yes, absolutely
So what
vulnerable.
happened next?
So he was put off the train in Malton. Wouldn't let me get off the train with him. And my last image of this gentleman is him crying on a bench. Anyway, I gets to York, and I thought to get the train back to Malton to see if he were all right. But I'd just missed one, so it was another hour and a half. So I rang my husband to see if he could go to Malton to see if he were all right. My husband were in Bradford visiting his mum. So that were a no-go. So then I just did a TikTok post and it went viral. I emailed TransPennine Express through the complaints procedure and I've still not had a satisfactory response from why it happened, what they're doing to change things. All I get is that they're part of the Forces Covenant and the staff received training in caring for vulnerable people. So I've emailed back and said I beg to differ. I'm a care manager and I know about supporting vulnerable people. I've also spoke to people on the trains, conductors since, because I've seen them take cash payments off people on the train since, and I've questioned it. And they obviously know me on TransPennine Express now because they avoid me. And they've said to me that it's up to the individual who's on the train at the time. So all I want an answer to from TransPennine Express is why that gentleman, veteran or vulnerable member of the public, wasn't allowed to buy a ticket.
So they were refusing his cash or your cash?
His cash and mine. My card. I thought, is it because it's cash? So I was going to use my smartphone to buy my ticket. And they said, no.
Really?
Yes,
Why?
you should purchase your ticket before you get on the train.
Okay. Yeah, it's part of the transport rules, isn't it? The
But vulnerable people, like I care for a lot of elderly people, a lot of elderly people wouldn't have the capacity to maybe go on the internet and buy a season ticket.
hmm.
They won't have the capacity to buy a ticket beforehand. The ticket office, I believe, was shut, although TransPennine Express are denying that. But he says to me, I didn't know you had to buy one on the train first. I didn't know. And he were crying and crying. And I says, well, I don't know the rules, but I've got a recording that I recorded 2 weeks after, and I've played it on TikTok, that says over the tannoy on the train, a recorded message, if your ticket is not suitable, you may be required to buy one on the train.
Yeah, but they stick to their own rules as and when they see fit, isn't it?
Yes,
The
absolutely.
you managed to find this gentleman?
I haven't. I have his name. I haven't publicised it yet. Give it to a few people who are engineers trying to find him. I believe I could have found him on Facebook, but Facebook hasn't been active since 2017.
Right,
I do think he chooses to live off grid, if you know what I mean, because he had that many things with him, and it looked like he had a tent.
right. Did he look well kept or not really at all?
No, not at all.
Right,
Not at all.
right. So he was like, how much would the ticket have cost, just out of interest?
It was going to cost me. We're going to Newcastle, so to get him to York and then Newcastle, £29. But he had the money. He had the money. I saw it because I said
Right,
to him, "Put that money in your pocket. Someone will steal it." Because he had it all on the table.
right. Okay. So basically, they were discriminated against him because of his looks or appearance, or
I do believe that, yeah, because everyone I've seen being able to buy a ticket on the train
Yep.
has looked the part.
Mhm.
Did they not want him on the train because he looked homeless? They didn't even say they'd fine him for not having a ticket. They didn't even give that option, because I've witnessed that before, fining someone but letting them complete the journey. There were none of that. And then I spoke to a train driver who I know from TransPennine Express, who's told me that they are trained now, and it's been in for the past 18 months, 2 years, that if there's somebody, say, intoxicated on the train or vulnerable, they've got to make sure they get to a safe destination.
saying that,
Because
in London, you meet so many drunk people in the evening. That's one of the reasons why I don't go into London at night time no more. And that and knife crime and
yeah, I can imagine, yeah. But
Oh,
I was contacted after this incident. I was contacted by a veteran from London who told me that his Oyster card, I don't understand the Oyster card system, but he had an Oyster card and he'd activated said Oyster card, but he still got chucked off the bus because the driver, it wouldn't scan on the bus, and he was on his way to an appointment for PTSD.
right, nuts. Okay, I've got your third song here, Celine Dion, Because You Love Me. Is there any reason why you like that song?
That was my wedding dance song nearly 28 years ago. My first dance.
Have you played it since?
Of course.
Okay, let's play that.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you, I'll be forever thankful, baby. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you loved me. Ooh, you gave me wings and made me fly. You touched my hand, I could touch the sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my strength. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believed I'm everything I am because you loved me. Oh, you were all because you love me. Oh, I'm everything I am because you loved me.
Dreamcatcher Radio.
Dreamcatcher Radio is about capturing and creating dreams through music, chat, and debate. Empowering expression, enriching society. A go-to place for unsigned musical talent. A radio station which listens to its audience. Free speech, vibrant, engaging. Stream worldwide 24/7. Events, competitions, promotions. Always keen to have a listening ear. Contact us. hello@dreamcatcherradio.com.
Dreamcatcher Radio.
So that was Celine Dion. I Will Always Love You, or You Love Me. Sorry. Now I want to go back to this issue on the train. So you meet this vet. You try to mediate on behalf of the veteran. You didn't know he was a veteran at the time. You were just a concerned citizen, and you wanted to help what you could best describe as what appeared to be a homeless person in distress.
Yeah.
And the warden on the train was having none of it.
Yep, absolutely none of it.
Just out of interest, what sort of words were you saying to her? Were you talking about compassion, empathy, or anything like that? Or
Well, I would just say, listen, he's got the money to pay. You can't chuck him off at Malton. There's nothing there because I've never been to Malton train station, but it looks like it's quite isolated.
Yeah.
I just said, you can see he's upset. She went, and it was a woman as well, not that it matters, but you know what I mean? No, he's getting off in Malton. That's just what she said. And no one else were helping me. I were on my own.
right? But were people just watching this? Or were there other people in the carriage?
Yeah, I did sit. Yeah, I was sat chatting to this couple when he'd been chucked off the train. I said, I think it's appalling. And they went, yeah, well, we've seen people buy tickets on the train before. I said, this is what you get for serving your country. But even if it wasn't that, even if it were just someone vulnerable, a homeless, a vulnerable person, or a vulnerable person, don't have to be homeless, someone who's maybe suffering from mental health challenges, don't have the capacity to buy a ticket before they get on the train, and
Okay.
want to buy it on the train and quite readily had the money. It wasn't as if he were hiding away and he got caught. He went to her to buy a ticket.
Yeah, so he wasn't like dodging it, going sitting in the toilet,
Nope.
waiting to pass by and all that
Nope.
sort of jazz.
Nope.
Yeah. At what
Nope.
point did you find out he's a veteran? Because obviously, I could imagine your anger or passion escalated at that point, knowing he's a veteran.
Yeah. Well, he went and sat on, do you know, them seats that has the table. He was
Yeah.
sat there with his dog. And I'm a right animal lover anyway. So I was sat near the back. So I got my laptop and everything, all my stuff, and went and sat with him. I said, listen, love, I'm really sorry about that. And that's when he said, this is what you get for serving your country for 9.5 years. And I went, what? He went, yeah, I was served with the engineers. I went, did you? I said, my husband's a veteran. And that's what we got chatting. He'd been to Afghanistan or Iraq, one at two. And like I say, I did ask his name and I put it in my notes on my iPhone, but I wouldn't like to cause him any distress by saying his name, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
I have got various people looking for him. I've reached out to various engineers who are looking for him. 2 people have heard of him, but it's like he's gone off grid. And he was probably my husband's age, so in his 50s, he's served 9.5 years, so he's probably been out quite a long time.
Yeah. So you really don't know who he is genuinely. And
No.
you tried to try and hunt him down, but you're not the bounty hunter.
Not been successful, no.
And so you decided to write an email of complaint to
Yes.
Pennine. How did that look? What did you write?
Just that I'd witnessed this distressing incident on the train, and that I felt that the staff didn't show any compassion. and that really there should be a leeway to buy a ticket on a train. And I've witnessed people buying tickets on the train. And why wasn't it allowed? So the first email they sent me back said they couldn't discuss it with me due to GPDR.
That's bollocks. How is that
Yes,
possible? There's no
exactly.
GDPR issue
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah. So, and that email was sent at 6 one morning, bizarrely. So I emailed him straight back. Obviously, I'm a care manager. We have rules and regulations that I have to stick to regarding complaints. So I emailed them back and said, GPDR doesn't come into this. I've witnessed this, and I want to know why. As a veteran's wife, I want to know why. And what training do your staff receive? So then they sent me another email back totally. Well, they were saying that they've looked into the incident. The person in question has been spoke to, but they can't give me any more information than that due to GPDR again. So I emailed back and said, what about a duty of candour? We have a duty of candour within care, whereas if someone makes a complaint, it's basically the customer's always right type thing. So I'd investigate it open and honestly with one of my staff, and I would then ring family or the client back and say, this is what happened. They need further training in this, and this is what we're doing to rectify it. That's all I want of TransPennine Express, and they've never once give me that.
See, I've just Googled them. They're not actually a private company, they're state owned.
Are they?
Yeah, they're state
I've
owned.
never looked into it. I've just emailed them.
Yeah, so the GDPR doesn't come into it whatsoever. Because you're not asking for particular details on a particular person. You
No,
report an incident. And for them to say they've investigated it, how do you even know they've investigated it?
exactly. And then the day after, so I've not heard from them. So I have to wait so many days to go to railway ombudsman. Anyway, I were on holiday the other week, so I never got a chance on the day. I could have raised it with the ombudsman if you're not happy. The day after we're on Talk TV, I got a response from the railway ombudsman, even though I'd not reported it to the railway ombudsman yet, just to say more or less the same thing. Still no clear answer. So I again emailed him back and said, I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with your response. I want to know what you are doing to change things because I've still seen people be able to buy a ticket on that train. Give me a reasonable answer as to why that man couldn't buy one. Oh, and then they've lied and said he chose to get off the train at Malton.
Oh, right. So they've actually escalated it themselves
Yeah, yes.
to create lies now.
Yeah. So they said he chose to get off the train. He did not. He was sat with me. He never chose to get off that train. He was heartbroken. He was crying. And
I've
it's
just
really hard to see a grown man cry.
Yeah, I've just emailed you the link across about TransPennine being a state-owned company. So I've sent that to you now.
Right, thank you.
So basically they're manufacturing information. But the thing is, you're an individual. Why would they go out their way to do that? Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. I think because I've gone public with it, everything, haven't I? I think they thought I'd go away eventually, and I haven't. You can tell when I get on that train, the conductors avoid me. Half the time, they don't ask me for my ticket.
Right.
They walk on by, so it can be quite intimidating for me sometimes. But I'm going to I'm going to stand my ground over it, and I'm not satisfied at all. Which is what I've told all the MPs. Alison Hume, the one from Labour, that did eventually get back to me after my interview with Talk TV, did say she's going to investigate it, but that were only last week. This
Yeah,
happened in
but
May.
all that would be, to be honest, having dealing with politicians myself, it's just a
Yeah,
letter. That's
yeah, of
all.
course it is.
It's
Yeah, of
like,
course it is. They're not interested, and this is what a lot of veterans will tell you when you speak to them. People are interested in them. All they're bothered about is that they did the service. Now, I want to change things not just for veterans now, but veterans of the future, people that are serving now. Why can't our veterans be celebrated like they are in America?
repeat that again. Sorry, I missed that one. Why are
Why?
veterans separated?
So yes, why aren't they celebrated in the
Oh,
UK like they are in
celebrated.
America? Yeah,
Yeah.
in America, veterans are regarded in the highest capacity. They really are. Whereas ours, when we moved back from Germany, my son was 7, and we lived in Halifax. And when he went to school, he was very proud of saying that his dad was a soldier. He got bullied for his dad being a soldier. He got bullied at school. to the point my husband had to go into school to discuss bullying about his dad being a soldier. It's not a proud thing anymore. It don't feel like people are proud to have served
Yeah,
because you get no support anyway. You don't get recognised for your service anymore. Once you've left after, like my husband did, nearly 24 years, there's no golden handshake or anything.
yeah. You just have to sign the documents and see you later. Some
Yeah, I
vets
mean, he's got
basically say
nine.
they literally get kicked out the door, pretty much.
Yeah, he's got 9 or 10 medals. I can't remember exactly how many medals he's got through his service: Afghanistan, Iraq, Northern Ireland, Bosnia. And he's only ever had one medal parade, and that was for his long service good conduct medal. All the rest have been sent through the post.
Wow. One thing I will say though, there is a lot of homeless vets in the US though. I will say that. It is.
Yes, there is. And there's a lot of homeless. I've got a friend who's Canadian who lives in Canada, married as a British soldier, and they've relocated to Canada. And she said there's a lot in Canada as well.
Yeah. They seem to see the problem is they're perceived. We're gonna have to go to the next song very shortly. They're perceived as basically degenerates, which is
Yes.
far from the truth. You've built up this machine to rely on basically one another, a brotherhood alike, and then suddenly to lose that brotherhood, it's just like losing your family.
Yeah. Well, have you seen that gentleman that set up a TikTok page for the Brotherhood app?
No.
Oh, it's amazing. It's an app that is trying to develop. It might be worth having him on. And he's a veteran trying to develop a brotherhood app that if you're in distress, you press a button and someone will talk to you.
Okay, what's the name of the app?
The Brotherhood app,
Okay.
and it's called the Brotherhood on TikTok. It's an amazing thought because there's a lot of, obviously we know there's a lot of suicide within veterans as well.
There is. There's a lot of suicides generally, but what I feel more, I wouldn't say more sorry for, but the fact is that veterans are in a very, very precarious situation where they've been built up to be, um, you do as you're told,
Yep,
and
absolutely.
and basically you've got no ability, there's no negotiation, and then basically see you later.
Hang out to dry.
It's like a deer in the headlights.
Yes, absolutely is.
They've never had to pay bills, generally speaking. They don't know what society's like, generally speaking, because it's on and off. If it wasn't for military wives, you wouldn't know where you're at. Can I ask for your next song? Albeit I know it. Introduce it.
Wind Beneath My Wings by Bette Midler.
Okay, you mentioned it to me earlier, and for the sake of the audience, what's the meaning of this song?
I just think it's a really nice song, and it reminds me of times sat on my own, counting how many sleeps it was till Simon came home from wherever he were.
Okay, let's play this one.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face.
So that was a Bette Midler song there. What a lovely song. So we were talking about basically how veterans are treated and that sort of stuff. Obviously, you and your husband have got personal first-hand knowledge of this. However, your husband appears to be a man that is well structured, possibly because of you.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I
the
think it is.
and then he's set up his own business and he's in good stead. Um, the which is fantastic. I meet vets on both sides of the spectrum and a
Hmm.
few in between as well. I met one recently, the that lost his job and he went on a complete meltdown, a complete
Yeah.
meltdown purely because he lost his job in Civvy
Hmm.
Street, and he was so distraught, didn't know what to do, and he went on a bender for like 2 months, and
Yeah.
thankfully he got out of it, and now he's got a job and he's happy days now. That's how quick things could happen to veterans because they're so
Yeah.
used to structure. You know,
Yeah.
they want to do service. They have a purpose by doing service. They're a different animal to people like civvies. They really
Yeah.
are.
They are. Yeah. They are.
The and people don't understand. I mean, one thing I find fascinating about veterans as well is it's almost like a different language in some respects. The when I talk to them and that sort of thing, and I'm in between. Like I'm talking about a scenario which happened a couple of months ago. So I'm in between about six veterans, and they're all massive, like well fit, and and I'm a bit tubby. I'm being polite there, actually. The and they're talking and that sort of stuff and engaging, and they're talking in it's not even slang; it's totally different language, uh,
Yes. Yes, it is.
and it moves at such a fast pace. And
Yeah.
but I love it. I love listening to them, and I love listening to their stories. And they say, "Do you remember Billy Bob from whatever rank or wherever he was?" And they say, "Oh, well, you can hear their minds ticking over. Oh yeah, was he here in Afghanistan? Yeah, yeah, that's him, that's him." And so
Yeah.
they have all these memories about these people. They know them names. I mean, I wouldn't know who I met last week.
Yeah.
The
I mean, they all have different nicknames as well, don't they? They're not called
Yeah,
by the real name.
exactly.
My husband, because it's Simon Miles, used to get called Smiley.
Right.
S. Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
brotherhood is an important word. So that app, I'm definitely going to look into. I think I've seen it. I think I'm not too sure, but I'll definitely research it. But the point being is that one thing I've experienced, and this is where I think we let the veterans down, is that we don't recognise that you can't just push them out on the street. I mean, a lot of combat stress told me some facts when we was doing that charity event before they even contact him. Have a think about this, Anne-Marie. The How long do you reckon before a vet in distress picks up the phone to somebody like combat stress? How many? No, I'm not about days, months. Let's talk about years. How many
I'd
years?
say years because they don't like to admit they've got a problem.
How long? How many?
I'd say a couple of years at least.
2 years? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
because they don't admit they've got a problem.
okay. This on average, yeah. So okay, 2 years, double it.
Yeah.
So what's that? 4 years?
2 years, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. You reckon 2 years? Yeah.
Yeah.
What about if I said to you it's 11 years
Really?
before they actually pick up the phone to combat stress?
Blooming heck.
That's an average. Average before they've
Jeez. Man.
got a problem. Now,
Yeah, it just doesn't surprise me.
so veterans, basically, the lion's share of them go through divorce. The
Yep.
lion's share of them go through bankruptcy.
Yep.
A large number go through homelessness, and quite a decent number go to prison.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I had a friend that worked in a prison and she said there's a lot of veterans in prison.
Now, that is pretty messed up, isn't it?
Yeah, completely.
And they don't need they shouldn't be in prison. The problem is they're in distress.
Yeah, they are.
They end up meeting the wrong kind of people, and they don't know how to engage properly because they're not used to it, and they believe that they've met a friend, and these people are not nice people, and they mess up with their minds.
Yeah, I think
Where
they
they
can be
live.
very trusting because they expect people to be like them.
Yeah, exactly. I was hot. I was mortified when I heard those stats, and that's only at a low level stats of the stuff that I've read since learning about that. The And I do truly believe veterans get let down.
Yes, I do. I do. I mean, I worked for Army Welfare Services when I lived in Germany about 15 years ago, and even Army Welfare Services then didn't have the capacity or the training to deal with mental health. And a lot of people serving soldiers then were worried about saying that they had mental health issues or PTSD because they didn't want to be downgraded. They didn't want to get kicked out of the army. So they continued as they were. And then it escalates, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Unfortunately, they've got nothing else but their own minds, to work with,
Yes.
and that's got to be so frustrating.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Definitely.
I interviewed a vet myself not too long ago who was in job number 65 because he couldn't cope with a civvy telling him what to do.
Yeah. I can believe that. I can believe that. Yeah. I can quite believe that.
He said, I wouldn't mind it if it was my Sarge, but a civvy telling me what to do, he just couldn't cope.
Yeah.
So he decided to go self-employed as a plumber, and he's happy as days now.
Yeah. I can believe that. I think that's why my husband likes working for himself.
Yeah, I think that's it basically. Because you're so they're so regimental. They fold the clothes the same. They make sure the bed's made in the morning. And so it's a different way of life, to be honest.
I mean, I lounge about in the morning in my dressing gown for ages. My husband's up, shaved, showered before he even has a cup of tea.
Yeah, I remember my stepdad, who was a nightmare, to be honest. He used to work on tugboats, and he used to use the expression, "You must shower, shit, and shave before you do anything."
Yes. So that's my husband. Well, I mean, it's the same when we go on holiday. He's got an itinerary for holiday.
Oh, really?
He's packing. He can pack amazing. He's ironing. He does the ironing amazing.
Yeah. Does he allow you to do anything like that or not?
Well, no. He's a very much a man's man. He's very like even walking on the street. He walks on the outside on the roadside.
Oh, yeah, I do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know? It's just like that. I'll do the ironing, but I don't do it to his spec. Should I
Yeah.
say? It's not good enough for him, so he does his own.
Are you allowed to do the cooking?
Yes, I do the cooking. He's not a very good cook. I do the cooking, but he does cook. He can, but he'd prefer not to. But he does everything else. He organises everything else, and he looks after me, and that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wicked. So let's name your next song, and then what we're going to talk about is what your plans is for your hotel and also your charity that you're looking to establish. So what's your next song? Want me to help you out?
Yeah, help me out.
Bye Bye Baby.
Oh yeah, Bye Bye Baby by Bay City Rollers. Reminds me of my childhood.
Here we go.
If you hate me after all I say, I can't put it off any longer. Just gotta tell her anyway. Bye bye baby, baby, goodbye baby, bye bye. Bye bye baby, don't make me cry baby, bye bye. You're the one girl in town I'd marry. Girl, I'd marry you now if I were free. I wish it could be.
So that was Bye Bye Baby. So let's finalize on this final segment. Now, off air, you talked about your hotel, your six
Yeah.
bedroom hotel, because you feel, I wouldn't say obligated, but you feel you can do more as a couple
Yes, absolutely.
between you and Simon. What's your
Yeah.
plans to do with your hotel?
Right. So we want to set it up as a CIC, not a charity, a CIC, which is like a cooperative type thing. I can't remember what it's exactly what it stands for, the CIC. But there's a hotel in Isle of Wight that's done it. I forgot what he's called as well. I've got menopause brain, but anyway, basically, any profits
It's,
would go back into it.
yeah, it's called a community interest company.
Community interest, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's not a charity. It's not governed by like trustees that maybe don't know about the veterans. If you're governed by trustees, it's really difficult. Um, so we're looking at it as a CIC for veterans, run by veterans.
Right.
So we've got six double bed. We've got even a big family room. So it don't just have to be a veteran, a homeless veteran. It might be a family in crisis. We've got two big family rooms. One's got an interconnecting door. So if there's a homeless veteran family, they could come and stay um, until they get back on the feet. We could help them find permanent housing. This would just be a stopgap. Like I say, I'm a care manager. I've got 30 odd years of experience in care. I've got mental health experience. I'm trained in mental health, PTSD, and all that sort of thing. My husband's a veteran. I've had lots of veterans come forward to volunteer. We can tap into government grants. I mean, there's not much needed for the hotel at the moment because it's fully equipped. And we've got a room that we're going to turn into like a snug room
Hmm.
that's got a kitchen off it that where they can just go chill out in there in the daytime.
Yep.
We've got lots of healthcare professionals are on board within Scarborough that are willing to offer support, GPs and mental health services.
You've even got GPs as well.
Yes.
So you're going all in on this. When do you reckon your project's going to start then?
Well, I put the first lot, it's quite a long process. I put the first lot of paperwork in over the weekend to register it. It's going to be called Stand Easy Support.
Stand easy support.
Yeah. So we're hoping by, I don't know, the end of the year, hopefully soon a bit. It's just, I just don't know how long it takes to get all this stuff back.
Mhm. So, and your plan is because obviously this sounds a bit like a full-time job for you.
Yes. It
Right.
would be a full-time job because I'd be doing the care inside. So I'd have to look at my career move, would I leave where I work now or would I be able to do both?
Yeah.
It depends on the support needs of the individual. You don't know, do you?
No, no. And obviously you've got to think about the needs of each client, if you want to call it that, because
Yeah.
what you don't want to do is have someone that's highly vulnerable being around potentially five good clients that
Yes, exactly. So
potentially could be successful.
yeah, it'd have to be through a referral process through the council. Conversations need to be had with North Yorkshire Council about the services we offer, what we're going to offer, and how they'd refer people through to us. I mean, it happens with the homeless, your normal civilian, normal, you know what I mean? Civilians in the winter. It's called Winter Watch, what they operate in North Yorkshire. So when the temperature goes below 4, they ring hotels like us, and they do pay. Because obviously we don't own the hotel, we lease it. We've got rent to pay, and they ask us to take these vulnerable people in for a number of nights. So I always ask the correct questions to answer to what risks are associated with these people.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
when we've took the veterans in, the veterans we've took in are very different than your homeless people that are from Civvy Street.
yeah, definitely 100%. The
Yes.
um, so is there other people that do this in your area?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know there's a vet. They're looking at setting up a veterans village in Catterick. It's called Mickey the Vet, I think, or Ricky the Vet. He's
Oh
gone
yeah,
into him.
he's a diamond.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's really good. Well, he wants me to go look at what they're looking at setting up in. I think it's a businessman that's got involved with that. I mean, we've no backing at all. I ain't asked for any backing neither. To be fair, it's still in its infancy. It's a businessman that set up this veterans village. in Catterick, and he's sort of supported me with the way we go ahead with
Yeah,
ours.
it's called Castle Court that he's saying.
That's it, Castle Court. Yeah,
Yeah. Ricky come to my event in Blackpool.
did
The
it?
and he's coming down to my event on the 16th of August in London.
All
The
right, yeah.
which is not for combat stress, it's a different charity, a youth charity. The but he's a legend. He is. He's such a
He
nice
is.
guy.
He's really good. Yeah, he is really nice.
Such a nice guy. I'm a massive fan of him. The so on that basis, so you set up your CIC. You've obviously done all your own research and that sort of thing. I suppose you've got a lot of time on your hands as well because your boy is probably independent now as well.
Yeah. Although he's a dad, he's a dad now. We've got a grandson, but so grandson visits once a month for a week.
Wow.
My son's back home. His relationship didn't work out, but he has his son once a month for a week. So we have my grandson.
Oh well,
Uh,
at least there's no issues, and don't have to get in the family courts involved and that sort of stuff.
we
Uh,
did do, but it's all sorted now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's all sorted. Yeah. So he has custody once a month for a week. Um, Obviously my husband's away, but when we're looking at setting it up, my husband's going to do it as a full-time thing as well.
Yeah, so he'll be taking a pay cut probably.
Well, yeah, but his money's not everything. It don't buy happiness and it don't buy love, does it?
No, quite. That's quite. Yeah, absolutely. I know. I agree with you. The Okay, let's end on this, right? Let's open the window. Where do you see yourself in a year's time in an ideal world?
I see myself, or us, me and my husband, and well, like it's a family thing, is having a few places like we've got now to
Yep.
help homeless veterans. And even if we only help, if it isn't successful and we only help one, we've helped one.
Yep.
That's where, but I'd love it to take off. When I've spoke to people about it, they said it's quite a niche, that my husband's a trainer, that he's
Yeah.
an instructor on various things. I mean, it doesn't mean that people have to do his courses. It just means that the opportunity is there to get back in the workplace.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely. You've got skills there, haven't you?
And with my care background, like I said, I'm a CQC registered manager.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of experience. I've been working in care since I was 16. I used to work at Catterick Military Hospital on the mental health ward many moons ago
Yeah.
when it was still open. But you see, there's not even places like that anymore.
What you'll find, right, your biggest problem is not so much you be able to do this stuff, it's the bureaucracy behind it all. The Because it's pretty painful. The
I know, I've discovered that already.
So with your campaign, do you think you're going to get 100,000 signatures?
Oh, well, I was confident about a week ago.
Yep.
The signatures have sort of waned a bit now, but I was on the train the other day and this lad says to me, "Are you that girl off TikTok?" with your petition. I went, "Yeah, I am." He said, "I work for MOD. He wasn't in the RAF, but he works for the MOD as a driver." He says, "And I'm going to share your petition because still people don't know about it."
Yeah. And like you said as well, people think they've completed the actual signing the petition, which
But
they
they
haven't
haven't
actually
verified it.
completed
I
it.
lost 3,000 signatures through people not verifying.
Yeah, I can believe you. Yeah, I can believe you. Listen, one thing that I find is an inspiration with people like yourself, and is the fact that you're doing it of your own accord,
Mm,
um, and you're someone that's compassionate to help others, and the sad thing is there are many out there that are willing to do like yourself, but they do it in the subconscious rather than actually doing it,
yeah,
because they're just so nervous.
yeah, I know.
Because nowadays it's easy to upset people, and like I say, the bureaucracy of it all is just drains you. I'm
Yeah.
experiencing it with something I'm doing at the moment, and it's a charity thing, and I just think, are you having a laugh?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you putting barriers up? It's completely unnecessary. But
Yeah,
anyway, it's the life we live, and we've got all these government officials that like to spend God knows how much. I mean, Keir Starmer just went to the women's football, £75,000 just to get
yeah.
into women's football. That's
I
ridiculous.
know. I know it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. They want us to jump through hoops, and all we're trying to do is help people.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, it's boots on the ground helping. It's not money going to CEOs and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what you find with your big charities. You look at what the salary that people are on,
Yeah,
like Red Cross or whatever. Them big charities. You have to go on company's house and see the salary the CEO's on.
Yeah, it's upsetting, really, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Absolutely is.
The
And that's not what I'm all about. You know, I just want to help people. It's not about money, and money, like I said, money don't buy happiness and it don't buy love. I just want to make a difference for somebody, for people, especially our veterans who've served the country. I think it's wrong what's happening.
Yeah, I do. I actually truly believe that. I do believe, like I say, priority need most definitely.
Yeah,
Just by the mere fact you're a veteran, you should automatically jump the queue. But the problem
yeah,
is, there's so many things going on in this country at the moment, which is so skewed.
yes,
It's mind-boggling. It's absolutely
yeah.
mind-boggling.
It is absolutely. It's disheartening. I've stopped watching the news, me, because I'm sick of seeing stuff. I'm just a veteran's wife trying to make a change.
Yeah,
Whether it works or not, I don't know, but I'm trying.
I think you're going to make it work. I think you're going to make
Yeah,
it.
I hope so.
I've got no doubt in my mind. So, thank you very, very much for joining me today.
And
Please,
thanks for having me.
stay in touch. Would you like to mention your final song?
Lewis Capaldi. I forgot what it was called now.
Someone you loved.
Someone You Love. Yes, Someone You Love. I love Lewis Capaldi, and I'm glad he's back on the stage again.
Yep. So, thank you very much for your time. I really do
Yeah.
appreciate it. And I
Thank
wish
you
you the
so
very
much.
best of luck
Yeah, thank you.
with your project. Thank you very much for your time, Anne
Yeah.
Marie.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Here we go. Lewis Capaldi.
I'm going on during this time. I feel there's no one to save me. This all and nothing really got away, you're driving me crazy. I need somebody to hear, somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you numbed all the pain. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved. I'm going under, and this time I feel there's no one to turn to. This all and nothing way of loving, go be sleeping without you. Now I need somebody to know, somebody to hear, somebody to have, just to know how it feels. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you help me escape. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved, and I tend to close my eyes when it hurts. Sometimes I fall into your arms. I'll be safe in your sound till I come back around. For now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love, but now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved. To let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved.
Catcher Radio.
Dreamcatcher Radio is about capturing and creating dreams through music, chat, and debate. Empowering expression, enriching society. A go-to place for unsigned musical talent. A radio station which listens to its audience. Free speech, vibrant, engaging. Stream worldwide 24/7. Events, competitions, promotions. Always keen to have a listening ear. Contact us. hello@dreamcatcherradio.com.